This is Emmanuel, and in just 3 weeks, he found the deal of a lifetime, negotiated an offer, got it accepted, found the EMD from a third party, me, and then found the buyer to sell it. Now, how did he do all of that? He's a member of the Flip Flop Flipper Apex community. And inside of Apex, he was able to find the buyer who's an operator. He was able to find someone who wanted to put up the money, and he's got the deal of a lifetime done and is going to make $40,000 on his very first deal. So if that sounds good to you, and you want to be like Emmanuel, comment Apex and I'll send you the link.
All right, guys, welcome to Dealmaker Shark Tank, hosted by me and Emmanuel. Emmanuel, do you want to be like Emmanuel, just like that video?
I want to be just like Emmanuel. Comment yes.
He's a great guy.
He's
Robert
amazing.
and Adon are in an airplane right now. It got delayed. They might pop in. I'm not sure, guys. It just depends on the weather. So everybody that's watching, let us know where you're watching from. We've got a couple deals. Marcus, who a lot of you guys know in the community, he's coming up. He's got his first rental property that we're going to take a look at. And then Emmanuel, is Steve coming on? Emmanuel, is Steve coming on?
Oh, Steve, yeah, he's supposed to be here. I'll send him the link so he has it. But yeah, he's supposed to come on.
Perfect. So we've got a couple good deals, guys. If you're in Apex and you want to present a deal, the link is in the community. I posted it just a little while ago. If you have a deal ready to go, you can come on up. Yeah, let's get started. Marcus, man, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. So
thank you.
What are you working on these days?
I'm working on a lot. mostly as you guys probably seen and other people as well that are watching this, I take a bunch of calls. So don't forget, if you're interested and want to join, want to make more deals and are outside of Apex, let me know. Let's get on a call and let's see if we can help you or not. And I want to share my screen. I don't know, you can tell me if that looks good. Let's see here. So can you see my screen?
There it is. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Perfect. This is like Zillow, but in Sweden. This is a deal that I found in my town that I live in. A bit about like town and things like that. It's about 60,000 people that live there. And this is basically a house in a part of the town that's like really good. Like it's a really good part of the town. It's one of the best. And that's why this is so interesting to me. Everything that you see here is in Swedish crowns, but I'll explain around that quickly. So this is basically the house. It's we call it here 3-bedroom. I don't know if that's the same thing for you guys. It's yeah. It needs a lot of work. They are asking right now about $100,000. I know that I can get it for 90, if not less. I'm the only one bidding because there were some other people as well, a younger couple. They got approved for the loan for buying the house, but they didn't get approved to renovate the house. And you can't live in the house without doing all the renovations. Like it's impossible.
Okay.
So it needs quite some help and love. But I think it's pretty interesting, and I'll show you and I'll tell you why.
Can you show us some of the renovations it needs in the photos too?
Yeah. It has a leak. You can see here in this picture, it has a leak from the roof.
Yep.
So the roof needs to be fixed. The kitchen needs to be fixed. And the bathroom.
Old.
Yeah, it's old. This room is like the wall goes to the bathroom, and the wall is like filled with mold and things. So it really needs fixing. The bathroom is really bad. So yeah, it needs a lot of love. It has like the first plane and then the basement, and the basement is even worse, to be honest. Yeah, you can see this is the basement. There's a shower, and then yeah, it's not the prettiest house you'll ever see.
From the
But
outside, it's very pretty.
it is, and
Yeah, it
it's
looks
a
pretty
brick
good.
house. It's a brick house, and it's I don't know how much square meters is in square foot, but basically it's 1,200 for the like yard, and that's quite big for like a house like this and
Yeah.
in this part of town. Uh,
1 square meter is 10 square feet, give or take. So
okay,
that is quite big. That's
That's
probably
pretty big. Yeah.
that's like a half acre.
Yeah.
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. So that's it's like I was there and looked at the property and all of that, and the neighbors, they're all like older people. It's very quiet. It's very nice. And yeah, that's the sellers are a bit motivated. It's their father that passed away like a year or so ago. It's been on the market for since last year, and I think they are ready to get rid of it. To be honest. Um, Now about the numbers. So basically, what I see, I got an offer from a contractor I know down here, and he told me like he could do like he looked. I showed him the house and all of that, and he told me like he could do the whole house for $40,000, and that's like the roof, it's the leaks, the bathroom, uh, the kitchen, like the rooms, just freshen them up and all of that, and
Yep.
just make this top notch, like make it the newest house on the block.
So
Uh,
we would call that like a gut job where you take everything out, put in everything new.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So that's quite some work, but I know this guy, and I know he's done a house, at least one house before, and he's basically a contractor here in Sweden, and I feel really comfortable like doing something like this with him as a contractor because I've seen him do other things before. So yeah, that's about that. And the thing is that houses around here in this part, they like renovated house sells for like 200, 230, 240 $1,000, which is great. Like it's a good neighborhood for this part like of town and all of that. Uh, I I was thinking that if I can buy it for $80,000, fix it and get to 120. And I was thinking like really low numbers, sell it for 160. That would be great. I've run some comparables, and I just looked at the last houses that have been selling in this area, and it seems like 160 is a bit low. I also talked with a realtor that was here, and she told me, Marcus, I've sold these houses in this area for $300,000, and they weren't even renovated. They just had a big porch,
Hmm.
uh, which is quite interesting. And I told her, what you think about 160? And she was like, that's really low. But the thing is that in Sweden right now, it's not the seller's time. Like the mortgages are expensive. It's hard to get a loan right now. But as always, that would just turn around, and then the prices will be like back as before.
Yes,
But
it's the same in Florida right now. It's very difficult to get a loan. They're very expensive. Lots of things are sitting on market. It's a slow market worldwide.
yeah, and I feel like it's the buyer's time then.
Yes.
That's when you should like buy a bunch of properties
Yeah.
to make a deal.
Cash properties for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
would you want to keep it as a rental or would you want to flip it? I feel like you have
Yeah. What
heard
are you
both.
looking for?
I know a couple of people that will rent it. Like I'm sure they would. The rents around there, I know somebody that lives in this neighborhood and they rent for a non-renovated house a bit bigger than this one for 800 something dollars. But a renovated, like it can go between 800 to 1,200, 1,300 dollars. And my plan is to basically buy it, fix it, and rent it for like a year or so, so that the prices come up again. I know that even if like I would just fix it and then sell it directly after, I'm sure that we would make money on it. But I know that if we wait a bit more, it will become a lot more money quite quickly.
So your renovation quote, you said $40,000.
Yeah.
How sure are you of that? Because when I hear new roof, new kitchen, get rid of the mold, all of that stuff, it sounds expensive to me, or it sounds like it would cost more than 40,000. But I don't know the renovation market in Sweden. Have you gotten multiple bids, or what have you done on that front?
So I've like this contractor uh, I talked to. I've have given him some other jobs as well, like not for houses, but basically other projects I've been having in the city, apartments and things like that. And he just did like a house where he renovated basically walls, everything for like 200 for $20,000, which is
Jeez.
quite crazy because he has a lot of connections. He knows people, and yeah, that's the big part of this. If you know the right people as everywhere, you can get quite good prices on everything. But my plan here is to just renovate like the roof. He said that he looked at the roof and he said, I think we don't need to change the whole thing, and only fix like the leakage part. And then the kitchen, that's 10,000, and then the bathroom is quite small, so that wouldn't be like so much, about 8,000. And then the rest of the house, and that excludes like the basement.
Okay, I like it. And then my other question: did you say how much rents would be if you held it onto it as a rental?
I think he said 800.
800. Okay.
Yeah, between 800 and 1,200. Like they rent a house. The guys I know that rent a house in this neighborhood, they rent for 800 something, 850, I think. But it's non-renovated and it has like 90 square meters. Like it's a
Okay.
bit bigger, but
Okay.
it's
I
not
think
renovated.
if you were going to keep it as a rental, I would buy it, fix the leak, get rid of the mold.
Yeah, I don't have to put in as much money.
Yeah, don't put in the kitchen, the bathrooms. Keep all of that stuff old. Hey, Dad, you there? Anyways, I think Robert's trying to join in here. Not sure if he has good service. So I would, if I was gonna keep it as a rental, I wouldn't do the cosmetic renovations. I would rent it for that 800, 850 with a new roof or a repaired roof, and then just cash flow that. And then when you want to sell it, then you go in and you do the cosmetic renovations. And the reason I would do that, Marcus, is the renter, if you do decide to rent, is going to destroy and
Yeah.
get everything dirty at the very least. So your brand new kitchen is no longer brand new, and your brand new bathroom is no longer brand new, and it's just not as after 2 or 3 or 4 years, everything new you've done will already look old, and that will hurt you on the resale.
So is he, or are you buying cash, or are you looking to partner up with someone? Are you going to use a loan for this?
Like I know I would get a loan for this, but I wouldn't like to get a loan. I would like to partner up with somebody, uh, either with money or whatever, and make it make it go that way, because I think it's a lot better.
Okay.
So if you were gonna do it as a rental property and you bought it for 90, and you could do just the rental repairs for maybe 10 or 15, it sounds like, then you're all in, let's say for 105. If you're getting 850 a month, are you going to manage it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're getting 850 a month, I think you're probably going to put 30% to maintenance, taxes, insurance. How are property taxes in Sweden?
It's not they're not that as expensive like as in the US. We don't think about property taxes like that, like
Okay.
here. It's not like the same. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
not. It's not something big to factor in.
Yeah, yeah. You don't factor in that. It's
So if you were all in on this thing for $105,000 and you're renting it for 850 a month, you're probably netting $7,000 or $8,000 a year in rental profit after your expenses. Um, it's not the most exciting deal for me. If I was going to go in and then I give you, let's say I give you all the money and I get 50%, you do all the work and you get 50%. So then we're splitting $7,100 and we each make 3,500 a year on the 100 grand. It's not very much at all. um, I'd probably want rents to be closer to, I don't know, 1,500 to
okay.
make that math work, and even that is sort of low. So then that makes me think that this might be better as a flip, where you go in
Mm.
there and you put in the 40 to do that renovation. So if you were going to sell it for 240, and I do the 70% rule. So for those of you guys that don't know, when we're looking at flips, we like to take the ARV, which Marcus said is 240,000 up to 300, but it's better to be conservative, especially when you're first starting out. So you take that 240, multiply it by zero point 0.7, and then you subtract out the renovation amount. So if that's 40,000 to renovate, that would put you well within the 70% rule, Marcus, which that puts my max offer at like 125. I think that your renovation number sounds low, but I don't know the market in Sweden at all for
Yeah.
labor, materials, for all of that. Um, tell me, do you know how old that roof is? Like,
That was a good question. Let's see here.
So, and the reason I
Uh,
ask, in the US, if the roof gets too old, a bank won't give you a loan on it, even if
Oh
it's
yeah.
not leaking and you would repair it. Is it the same rule in Sweden?
no, no. This is no. They just like nothing like that exists. Like
Okay.
to constrain you from getting a loan because of the roof. The roof is old. Like this house is from 1960,
Yeah.
so it's quite old. That's usual here because it's brick. It's all brick,
Yeah.
and yeah,
And is it slate roof stone or is that a
yeah,
shingle?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's
Yeah. So
or
those roofs last a long time.
yeah.
Um, are there requirements on the house from lenders? You know, electrical, plumbing, roof, anything like that, foundation that they look at, or do they just, it's solely based on the creditor?
It's based on the creditor. Like it's
Really?
based on how much you can. Yeah, if you can take on the loan or not.
Okay. And they don't care about the house.
Not really, no.
That is very interesting.
We
How?
also have a rule that if the seller doesn't like if there's something he hasn't disclosed that's wrong with the house, you have like a 10-year guarantee that if he knew about it and it didn't tell you, he has to pay for it or even like if it's something bad, he'll have to take the house back and you'll get your money back, which is quite interesting. It's to protect the buyer a lot. That could be both good and bad,
Yeah.
I guess.
But we have a similar rule where you have to disclose everything you know
Yeah.
in the U.S. or you can get in trouble on the back, and they'll make you come and repair it. I think I would do this as a flip, Marcus. I mean, I like your margins. If you can buy
I
it for
think
90,
the numbers work for a flip for sure, and
yeah,
you're way better numbers than 30% actually. I was doing so if you sell it at 250, I think is the numbers that I did. You're what all in for 120, and I think you're getting more than 30%. You're getting like 40 or 40 something, right? Let me see. 250 minus 45%.
yeah. I think that you could make
Yeah.
$130,000 of profit if your numbers are right. And then let's say you do this 50-50 where you fundraise this money from someone in Apex. They give you the 130 you need. You do all of the work, make sure it gets done. You buy it, manage the renovation, manage the sale. You do everything. That's our typical deal that we do. Then you guys are splitting 130, so 65,000 each. If your investor put in, let's call it 130, they're making 50%, which is outstanding. I mean, this is a really good flip, Marcus. If your numbers are right, I think it's a bad rental and a really really good flip. The only thing that I would be cautious on is the renovation numbers. I would really, if it were me, I would go to the town. How far away is it from you?
It's like 8 minutes.
That's perfect. So I would go and look at 3 or 4 renovated, nice properties that have sold for that 240, 250. Figure out what they have that you don't, and make sure everything that they have is included in your renovation budget. It does sound like you brought up all the big things: the kitchen, bathrooms, roof, the mold wall. All of that will need to be repaired. And then I would go get more quotes. I would get quotes from 2 or 3 different contractors, written quotes. But yeah, if everyone's coming in at 40 or 50,000 to renovate this house, I think you've got quite a deal if your numbers are right.
Yeah, I can show you here also. If I share my screen, this is basically, I can see all of the houses that be selling here.
Okay.
This is for the last, so this is in crowns, it's times 10. So a dollar is 10 crowns. So this is 200 and that's like in the last 12 months, $220,000. And then this is one of the houses. It sold for 270, 98 square feet.
Míralo de ahí debajo del escritorio.
And is that
Nice
a brick
storage.
house?
No, I think it seems to be like a brick house is usually more expensive. This is
That's wood?
yeah, it's wood, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of others. This one was a bigger one, but this is not renovated. Like
Can
this,
we see interior photos on that?
yeah.
Because that's still sold for 180. So I mean, that's a great comp. And those are sold comparables, not on the market.
Those are pretty good comps. Yeah.
All of these are sold. So this nothing is renovated here. But this is like in Sweden, if you have a fireplace like this, that increase the value a lot. The house has a fireplace that's working. This is not even, you can't use this legally, but
Really?
yeah, because it's an open fireplace. It has to be enclosed,
Interesting.
like the one that the other house has. I don't know if I can just find that picture fast. Yeah, I can here. So it has to be like this, enclosed with like needs to have
a door of some kind.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
What is the permitting process like in Sweden? Are they very difficult to get approval from?
Approval for?
No, ahora
for,
mismo no.
for renovations, to put in a new kitchen, to repair the roof?
No,
Will the
mi amor, ahora
government
mismo no verás.
care?
You don't need a permit for anything that's not structural. Like
Okay.
you can do whatever, and you can't build something higher than 2.5 meters or 3. If you want to extend, you need a permit and things like that. But usually, it's not very hard to get a permit here, especially like if you know how to do what to do with the documents and all of that.
Okay. And how is taxes for foreigners? You might not know, but if I invest as an American, am I going to have to pay Swedish tax and then U.S. tax, or will I be exempt from the Swedish
What
tax?
what I would do here, you wouldn't like. I would buy this in a company
Okay.
that we both own, and then I would just pay you back the loan uh, with interest to back to you basically, and with all the profits. So you wouldn't like it
It
wouldn't
wouldn't be
be
a capital gain. It would be an interest.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I would set that up so that wouldn't be like it won't be private money, it will be company money, and then we'll have to pay you because all the things you did for the property and supporting and all of that, and then you won't pay any taxes here.
That's very interesting, Marcus. And have do you have any experience flipping houses? Have you done big renovations?
No, I've done some projects here and
Yeah.
in other places as well, but I haven't never done like my own. I've done a couple of other projects, and we just did like a house for somebody. But I'm not. I'm good at talking, and I know people, and that's about it. So that's why I'm pretty sure about this guy that I have because I've helped him a lot. I just got him a project for like 60K, so he's pretty happy, and I think that yeah, I think we'll work it out pretty good
Okay.
with the contractor. I know, but I could of course get more quotes. That's like I know other people as well.
I think you should. And then could you go and show me a sold comp of a similar renovated building? I
Yeah.
Is there
interrupted you while you were doing it.
is there like a RIA over where you live, Marcus? Like a group of people who do real estate together over there?
I like I don't know anybody. I would love to know somebody, but I don't. Like I really don't. Which is
Okay.
interesting. Like yeah, this is renovated.
And is Hasselholm a small town?
Yeah, it's like 60,000 people.
Okay.
This is another one that's not renovated. I don't know. I can put more than 12 months. Well, you wanted to see one that was renovated, or
Yes. In the last year would be good, but if we have to go
yeah.
further,
Well, this is not the
and is that
one.
one
This
new? The wood one, like a
if it's
new construction?
I don't think so. We can see 1967. So
Oh,
no.
that's good. Okay.
So that's usual for houses in Sweden. They usually are older.
Yeah.
But
It's
this
got a nice
is
big porch.
yeah, this is a nice
Pretty
one.
nice.
Yeah.
And it's renovated as well. And I think that's a
But that's
big
all wood, right? It's not too much of a comparable because you have a brick house, right?
Well, it's a similar size. It's only a little bit bigger. What,
yeah
like 4 or 5 square meters? So that's I guess that's 200 or 300 square feet. So maybe an extra room or two.
yeah exactly.
Um, but then the inside, I mean, if we made it look similar to this
Wow.
manual and we're brick, you would have to think we're worth more as a brick building. But then you take into account the square footage or the square
So
meter.
this one was sold recently for how much? It's 200,000.
$275.
270. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so wow, your margins are way better than. So okay, I'll ask you this: if it's such a good deal, why do you think it? Nobody has come in and bought it yet.
People are afraid in Sweden. I think that's the reason. People are holding their money
So
like they're crazy.
mm, are there
Uh,
like a lot of flippers over there? Is that like a common thing, or is it
no,
just like not
like
a?
it's not. It's really not.
It's
Like I know
mm,
maybe one person that has done this before and that does this, but everybody goes through the bank, and it's not profitable to go through the bank right now. Like
yeah, because
it's
you
such
have
a
to pay
hustle.
interest. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. It's not like it's just harder right now for everybody.
That that's really
Well,
interesting. So you
I
can
know
make so
I want to fly to Sweden now, Emmanuel.
that's really interesting. That means you could make 150,000 dollars in that house because you could sell it
130.
easily for 300,000, right?
I think that
I don't think I wouldn't say at 300,000, and I wouldn't say that we can sell it now either. I think it needs to be so this is the part of
So
Sweden it is the southern part.
what's the regular amount of time? Like if you go on market right now, let's say you go to that site that Sweden Silo, how houses in the area, how long are they sitting on market? Like 30, 40 days, 100 days, 200 days.
This I'll show you something crazy. This house, let's see if I can find it. This house was on the market for 4 days or five.
wow.
Uh, that's crazy. This went like really fast. I know somebody that wanted to buy it, and his wife wasn't sure. He wanted to live in it and fix it and all of that. Was a renovation as well, and were thinking about it, and then they got a message. It sold like 3 days later. So that's
Wow.
yeah. Some of them go really fast, but
Now,
some of
so
them
that sold
yeah.
for $167,000 though. Is That's pretty cheap, that house there. What was that, a renovated home too?
No, this wasn't renovated
Unrenovated.
home.
Okay.
Unrenovated.
Unrenovated. So this one, obviously we can't see pictures, but let's assume that it's in similar shape to the one that we're looking at, right? Um, they bought it for 167. Do you know if they bought it by a bank? Was it cash?
Bank, bank, surely
Bank.
bank. Like everybody buys through a bank here if they want to buy
Okay.
privately.
Uh,
Everybody like it. There's
Another thing I'd like to see, Marcus, if you could ask a couple local realtors what they think the ARV would be and how quickly it would be. That's the main question I have. Um, why do you think that it would take us? We wouldn't be able to sell it for 260 today if it was nice. Your home.
So how? Yeah, like, do you think a bank would appraise it at that? Like, how are bank appraisals over there? Like, when you try to get a loan, I assume a bank goes and appraises it, right? How
yeah,
how is that process? I know I guess you've never done it, right? But you might have heard of other people who who's done it, right?
yeah. Well, they look at the things that are in the house and what's what it's built of and all of those things. But I'm not sure exactly how they look into that. Uh, I know my father's house. They came in and looked at everything and made some calculations and looked at the papers for the house. And it's not in a as good neighborhood as this. And they appraised it to $300,000. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how that would work from their side, how they appraise everything. But they look like she told me, the realtors told me, like there's like a wall between the main entrance and the kitchen. She told me like if you open up the space a bit, you'll make a bunch of money just on that, because people want they want open space here. Like they're really looking for open space.
Well, I'm very interested, Marcus.
It's very interesting for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, let me know in the comments here. Does anybody want to come to Sweden and invest? I have some more government concerns and tax concerns that
Yeah.
I'd want to talk
Yeah.
to an accountant about. But beyond that, I think this deal looks really interesting.
I don't know how like U.S. taxes might be affecting you, right? Because they follow you everywhere, right? So it doesn't matter where you're going.
It depends on if there's a tax treaty. If there's a tax treaty, they'll
There
exempt
is.
you. There is. So the tax you pay in Sweden, Emmanuel, they won't make you double pay. I believe.
mm,
But I don't know how I have no idea how it would work. I've never looked at it. So guys, Marcus is an Apex. If this is an interesting flip to you, which it is to me, I mean, we're talking about a 50% return. What's your
yeah.
timeline on this, Marcus? If you did this as a flip, do you think you could be done in 6 months, or is that too crazy?
Yeah.
I'm saying buy, renovate, and sold in 6 months.
No, I don't think we'll sell it for 240 in 6 months. I think the market needs to turn around a bit. And I think that would
What do you think you could sell for today, renovated?
if I would go like something I can say like right off that we can sell like in a month, I would say I would go maybe 200, 190.
200. Okay. So let's do numbers.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's kind of a disconnect there, Marcus. Why do
He
you think
said,
it's worth 240 versus 200? Well, what are
it's
you seeing that's on the market, I guess, right now that is selling? Like what when we look at the comparables, like that wood frame one that is bigger, that one makes me
what
think
makes
that
you
the
think
market would
it won't get?
support.
Yeah. What makes you think it won't get to that price, right? I know, I because here in Puerto Rico, loans are really high. And even if loans are high, there's still people that want to find houses to live in. And there's people taking out loans at 6, 7%. Doesn't matter if
crazy.
it's high interest, they want to live, right? So why do you think over there it's different? Why do you think it won't get to 240?
Maybe it's also like the fact that uh, I'm I don't know exactly everything about the market here, but I think like what I've seen, everything right now sells like harder. Like it's not usual that the price goes down for 10% for a house here. And like right now, if you look at 10 houses, like eight of them, it's down 10% because nobody bought it. So that's what I see. I think it's like the market right now is slower. And the realtor told me that as well. Like the market right now is just slower. Like everybody like thinks two times before they buy anything. So yeah,
Okay. And what did the realtors think that it could sell for? I think you already said. I'm sorry.
she like when I told her like she didn't say exactly. I could ask her, and I can ask another one as well. But when I told them like is uh I was thinking like the lowest of the lowest, and I was saying like 160, and she was like laughing, and she told me like I sold the house here for 300,000. Like you're off, like you're really off.
I think that
So
you're off too. I think some
yeah,
homework
I
for you,
think,
Marcus.
yeah.
Get 3 renovation bids and get 3 ARV quotes from local realtors that know the neighborhood. Both price and timeline, I'd be curious about. But if this is a house that can sell for 240 or 250, and you really only need to put in 130, you've got a screaming hot deal. I mean, I wouldn't
mm,
do anything else because you're talking about making, I don't know, seventy
You're
thousand
gonna make,
dollars on one
yeah.
house just on your side, and then the investor makes that as well, I think this could be really attractive.
And it's very easy to find someone at those numbers, right? But even, what do you think, McKenna? Even at 200, it's still a decent flip, right? It's not an amazing flip, but it's still a flip that someone would do, right?
Yeah, I think at 200, you can buy it for 90. You said.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah, let's say you're all
want to
in.
put a
So you're all in for 130. So you're making 70.
130.
So you split the 70 in half.
35 each.
35 each, and the investor puts in 130. So the investor's still making 26%. That is a good deal. Now,
yeah, it's still not.
It's
too
probably
bad.
not good enough for me to fly from Orlando to Sweden.
Yeah.
The other way is, I probably would fly to Sweden if we could confirm that it could sell for 250 or 300.
I think you have a deal if you could sell it for 240.
Yeah, I think, Marcus, that there's a chance that it could. I think this is an excellent deal. Can you go get that information and make a post in the next day or two?
Yeah, I'll get the 3 offers and I'll talk to 3 realtors and I'll try to see what I can do.
Man, this would be awesome if you did your first deal with this group.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
How did you start looking at these? Was it because you're in Apex, so you're like, I'll start looking at houses, or what?
I started watching the videos and I just got inspired, I guess. I saw like what you guys do, and I saw all the videos how you do seller financing and how you like structure deals and all of that. And I told myself, I'm not more stupid. I can do this. So I started looking at houses, and I've always taken opportunities. So I started looking, and I just saw this, and I was like, wow, that seems like a really good deal. And I went there and I met with the realtor, and she showed me the whole house, and I talked to her a lot, and I was there for like an hour and something. And usually like a meeting like this in Sweden takes like 15 minutes. It's crazy. But I was just talking to her a lot and trying to get as much information as possible about everything. And I just liked it a lot.
Guys, I didn't even know Marcus was looking at real estate. How awesome is that? Just he starts looking, and how many properties do you think you looked at before you stumbled onto this one?
Like 10 maybe.
10, man. That's lucky. I love it, dude. That's so
pretty good.
And that's just from him, guys, being in the community. He didn't even tell anyone he was doing this. He just texted me a couple days ago and said, McKenna, I think I have a deal. And I'm like, I had no idea you were even looking, man. That is so cool. One last thing I wanted to say too, guys. Robert, my dad, he got started because he saw an infomercial from Carlton Sheets, and it said you can buy houses with no money. And my dad, and they had all the testimonials, and my dad's like, oh, if those people can do it, so can I. He didn't buy the course, didn't buy the book. He just started buying houses. Which, Marcus, when you're like, I'm just as smart as they are, that's the exact kind of attitude that you need to do this. And I think it's definitely paying off. Even if you don't get this one, if the numbers don't work out, keep doing it, because I do think you're onto something. This is a pretty exciting deal, and I'll be on the lookout for your post. Guys, if you're interested in this deal, Marcus is going to make a post in Apex, and if his numbers pan out, I'm going to fly to Sweden, and we'll do a video and buy this house. But if you're interested in doing that with us, go into Apex, look for Marcus's post, and we'll just keep this conversation going as he gets more details. Man, thanks so much for coming in. I know it's a late night for you. Is it midnight over there right now?
Yeah, it's midnight in 15 minutes.
Wow.
I'll let you get to bed. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you, everybody. And I hope we'll do this deal.
Awesome. I hope so, too. That would be – except then I'd lose my best team member because you'd start doing real estate full time.
No, I'll keep on working. No worries.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you so much, guys.
Man, what a deal, Emmanuel.
That's pretty good, man. If he gets that info and it turns out it's 240, 250, I mean, not even you, someone would definitely fly to Sweden for that deal.
That's a 50% return if he can do it in a year. I mean, if he does, he doesn't even have to do a 50-50 split if he doesn't want to. I think it's a good place to be. Probably, guys, you don't have to fly to Sweden. You can just look online and run the numbers yourself. But I figure if you're going to buy a house in Sweden, you might as well go see it, right?
Yeah, and take a trip over there as well. Take advantage of that.
I think so. I know my whole family would like to go. So that'd be pretty fun. We're going to bring Steve Brown up next, guys. He and a partner recently purchased an Airbnb in Rincon, Puerto Rico. They are doing some renovations, and I'll let Steve explain to the group where they are in the project and how it's going. But they met in Apex, and they purchased this, and it's and actually Emmanuel here found the deal. So this is a real in the group kind of deal, and I'm excited to bring him up. Steve, how's it going, man? Oh, you're on mute.
That better?
That is, yeah.
I always mute Zoom calls. Sometimes you always hear everybody on the background yelling at the kids and eating dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, hey, everybody. How's it going? I guess like Kenna was saying, Aaron St. John and I closed on the Puntis Treehouse in Rincon about 2 months ago now. Emmanuel was involved. I don't know who all's on this call right now. Some of you may know us. Some of you may not know the background about the property, but we're excited to have found it and put the deal together. We closed 2 months ago, I guess it is. Like I said, we're in the process of renovating, getting it cleaned up, getting it slightly rebranded, I guess, but relisting it with new photos, new descriptions, that kind of stuff, doing a social media campaign. But right now we're in phase 2. So we're doing a phase 2 capital raise for the next, improvements. We're doing like kitchen, bathroom renovations, a little bit more stuff like that. The property is an iconic property that's been around leasing in Rincon short-term rental market long before Airbnb, was even there. So it's a little bit tired, but it's a great property, great location. I don't know what else to say.
Well, so where are you guys in the process? I know you had multiple phases.
Yeah, we did sort of a 3-phase. Yeah, the first phase capital raise was to get, we raised over 200,000 roughly to get to closing. Phase 2 that we're in right now is about 150. Like I said, we're going to do some exterior improvements, landscaping, kitchens, bathrooms, repaint, stuff like that. We were in the process of getting all new linens, towel sheets, those kind of things, because we're just trying to take it to the next level. But like I said, the property's solid. The location's great. The Airbnb reviews are always, glowing reviews. Everybody loves the area. Puntis is a well-known area in Rincon. Rincon obviously is on the west coast of Puerto Rico, and everybody loves that area, like locals and, people from all over the world come there. So
awesome. Well, I think we've got some info to share here. Is it this treehouse JPEG or the brochure PNG, guys? Do you know which one it is?
Oh, well, there's just one picture of the treehouse so people could see it, and then there's a brochure. So, excuse me, I'm losing my voice.
And this
people
is
are probably wondering why
right?
it's called. People are probably wondering why it's called the treehouse when it doesn't look like a treehouse like you think of, but because of the roof style and because you can see that tree onto the side, there's actually 3 giant almond trees that surround that property, so it's kind of cool. So it was referred to as the treehouse. Used to be pink. If anybody knows that area or has been there, you've probably seen it. It was a pink house until last November. Then they painted it white. Originally, they were asking 2.2 million for it. We got it for 1.1 million with the help of Emmanuel. You know, he was very instrumental in negotiating and helping us put this deal together. It was part of our team that got this done, so that was great.
And not only that, guys, Emmanuel got some amazing financing for the project too. So
Well, yeah, I was
Yeah,
just gonna say. I guess Emmanuel can talk about that.
Hey, Emmanuel,
Yeah,
you're cutting in and out.
Well, McKenna, I'm gonna hang up here. I have another screen with my computer. You could bring that up.
Oh.
Hey, man, does this one work? You look frozen. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I see his picture. I can hear him now.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I was saying, we got a pretty good deal with this one. This is the type of seller finance that you dream of having, right? You get this 0% interest, this at a $1.1 million valuation in front of the beach, multifamily. It's going to cash flow super great. You got a great monthly payment and you have a balloon at year 7. So you're going into a property that is worth 1.1, whatever it's worth, right? For such little money, right? Way less than what you would go into with a bank. And that just, you know, every payment you do goes to the principal, and that just helps with, you know, management and being able to run things. And also, I know you guys are expanding, right, Steve? You're thinking of, you know, making it a little bit bigger.
Well, yeah, that was part of the opportunity we've got. It's hard to tell from this picture, but there's a bunch of land. I guess when you're looking at the picture, it's to the right. So we're going to build a smaller unit, basically right about where you can see that sign. That would be kind of attached as a addition to the property, which could be 3 more units. That's part of what we're planning. But then there's a bunch more land. So we're going to build 3 cool 2-level, more like typical treehouse style units to go with the brand, you know, the Puntus treehouse. So when we do that, those will be unique, and they'll have a courtyard area. We're going to do a lot more landscaping. We're going to do a plunge pool and a jacuzzi tub and create more of a little unique, like isolated boutique feel, where right now it's just the house sitting there and it's not a lot of fancy landscaping around it or anything like that. But the area is just tremendous. The property has got a tremendous track record. We got tremendous financing, like Emmanuel said. Our payment is only $3,000 a month, you know, at 0% interest. So on a property that price, I think the payment would probably be closer to 55, you know, 100 a month or whatever. So that helps with cash flow too. Just the upgrades that we're making is already going to improve the cash flow another 25,000. And then when we build those other units, the cash flow will triple. So we'll be getting probably closer to $300,000 a year coming in off the whole entire property. So,
and you guys are doing an equity raise on this, right? Is it an equity raise or a debt raise?
well, we're doing a combination. Like equity is actually better for the investor, but some people, you know, it depends on your mindset and what your level of experience and what you're looking for. Some people would rather do a shorter term investment. So we're doing a little bit of debt that way, paying a decent return so they can be in and out in 12 months. But equity is a longer term play. So if you would like equity and passive income, you know, then obviously that's probably better actually, because the overall return is better. It, you know, it takes longer, but then you participate in the back end equity, and it's got a what is it, X60 tax incentive. So that's the 40% tax credit. You know, I'm sure McKenna, you're familiar with that because your dad's done a bunch of hospitality and done numerous X60 type things. So that's a huge benefit. That
And for those of you guys that don't know, Steve's kind of underselling it, but the tax benefit is that you get 40% back of all costs. So that's purchase, renovation, first year operation, marketing, whatever. You get a check from the government basically in the form of a tax credit for 40% of that money. So on this, where they're purchasing it for over $1 million, how much do you guys plan to spend on renovations?
Well, what we've done, our initial projections, we're working with a company on the island that does, you know, specializes in that. So they looked at that and they said it's going to be at least $740,000 if we do a larger build out. Then we're talking close to $1 million. So when people look at property and they go, okay, what's it worth? Buy it for 70%. When you factor that in, we're closer to a 40% purchase price. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I do know what you mean. That's pretty fantastic.
yeah. So thanks to the government of Puerto Rico and their wonderful incentives and being able to find this property and that, you know, it qualifies.
That's amazing.
So,
Yeah, like
yeah.
just off of that tax incentive and how much you're going to put into the property, you're going to be getting back a big chunk of money. How much does that come out to, right?
Well, it depends. Like on the low end, it's probably 740. Then there's a little bit of an expense because we've got it's interesting. So the Puerto Rico Development Authority issues it to you. The Puerto Rico Tax Authority will buy it back from you for 90 cents on the dollar.
You can sell it privately. We've sold ours for, I think it was 94 or 96 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, there's a competitive market, but I'm just saying, like, it's people go, well, how do you sell it? It's like, we don't even got to worry about that. The government will buy it back from you, worst case scenario. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's a pretty sweet deal. The interesting thing, a lot of people don't understand, like people from Puerto Rico sometimes think that, oh, I'm Puerto Rican, I live here, I can't get these tax incentives, but it's not the person that qualifies. It's the Property and the Hospitality Act. So we do a few certain things, and then everybody in the partnership, whether they're living on the island their whole life or somebody off the island, everybody gets, you know, to participate in that because of the way the program is set up. So I've talked to a lot of people and they say, well, I can't get in your deal because I don't qualify. And it's like, well, it's not Act 20 or Act 22, you know, they're thinking of.
Everyone qualifies.
Yeah, I just talked to somebody today and explained that a little bit, and again the other day. So
for the debt investors, what kind of return and timeline are we offering to them? And then I'll ask you the same question for the equity side, because we get both options.
Yeah, we've got a 6-month option because I know some people like to get into quick flips or something like that, and that's their thing. So we've offered that just for people who want to turn their money over quick. That's a little bit lower rate, you know, depending about 8%. We've got, it's basically depending on the amount of time you want to be involved. We've got anywhere from 8 to 12. Larger amounts we could pay a little bit more. For longer terms, like up to 15. But so it would just depend on what their comfort level was, how long they want to be involved, and you know where they're. Some people are getting 4% at the bank, so when I tell them 8, they're like, sweet. And other people are like 8%. Well, that's kind of mediocre. So I mean,
I mean, if you want a longer term investment, then you'll get a higher return, right? So you wait a little bit longer, you get that higher return. And
if we're committing to the project longer, it makes it a little easier for us.
It's a win-win, right? Because then you get that bigger commitment with the investor, and then they get a bigger return just because they're committing a little bit more.
Yeah, they're committing to us and committing more time and whatever. The equity, obviously, you come in for equity ownership, then that's a little bit different. Then there's a 8% preferred return, but then you're sharing in equity at the end. And like I said, for people who can afford to be patient, you know, it's not about the quick flip. It's about long-term equity gain or growth. Then you're in for the long haul with us, basically. So you're going to get, you know, future appreciation, the tax benefit, the cash flow that comes, you know, back to us every month after paying investors. Like, there's still decent cash flow. I mean, like, I don't want to, I don't know. I don't want to make it sound too great, but it's a pretty good deal. I've been in real estate over 35 years and I've done a lot of deals and small deals, big deals. And this one's pretty, you know, it's not super large, but it's decent size, but it's one of the better.
Yeah. And you know, like Robert usually says, he's like, you know, it's better to have, you know, little parts in all these deals and instead of having one big part in one deal, right? Because that way you're able to be part of all these big deals, which otherwise you couldn't do by yourself, right? So that's why it's such an attractive
that's the
thing,
struggle.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's a struggle too with people. If you only have a little bit of money, it's like, where do I deploy it? What do? I want to do my own deal, but you struggle to find a deal that you can fund yourself. So then you try to find a deal to do with partners. And sometimes I've seen people get frustrated with that, you know, like, so this might be good for somebody who's new, who doesn't know where to put capital. It might be a good way to get involved in Puerto Rico with experienced operators. Like Aaron's got 12 years just in Airbnb, rental ownership and management. I myself have got, numerous years in real estate. I owned a 47 unit hotel. I've been involved with vacation rentals since 2004 in Costa Rica. So I've been, in this area as well too. First, this is our first project in Puerto Rico, but I mean, yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, a good thing about this is, a lot of people who are in Apex right now, and even people who are watching us through YouTube, right? A lot of these people, they think that they don't have time to invest in real estate. They don't have time to go and make these offers and make the calls. And this is a good way to where you could get started and deploy an amount of your money that you might be saved up. You're working your 9 to 5, your regular corporate job, and you have some money saved up. You want to invest, but you don't know where. Something like real estate. It's really hard to go wrong with real estate, right? That's why so many people are doing real estate. It's not like it's not like the stock market or crypto or anything like that. It's a safe, a more a better investment than those other options, right? And you get people like Steve and Aaron who've had years of experience doing short term and operating things like this, which is pretty good, right? They're getting really good returns. But yeah, I mean, anything else you have? So that's what you had for the debt partners, right? What do you have for the equity partners?
Well, like I don't know how to explain it. The equity is a long-term thing. So we're in this for 72 months. People ask, like, what's the exit strategy? A lot of the time, but we're not planning to exit per se. It's like, why would we want to? This is a good investment, but because it cash flows, we'll get our money back over time. And then you'll be getting basically at some point paid off property. You own a piece of it. It's continual cash flow. So like I said, it's not a short-term flip. This is something where you're building wealth. You're not just making profits or taking quick profits. So an equity person would come alongside of us for that whole entire time. And
how long do you think it would take for them to get their capital back?
Oh,
I know it's an estimate.
Well, it depends how soon we get those other units built and how that's structured. But I mean, by the time that the 72 months term runs out, we're going to be almost basically returning all the capital from the investors. But then what's great is that tax credit. Some of that comes in year 2 and the rest comes in year 5. So we'll be getting $750,000 at that point, basically. So we'll be paying off the mortgages. We'll be paying off most of the investors. So that return is, again, these are projections, but within that 6-7 year time frame, we'll be owning a $1.1 million property plus whatever we increase it by, which is probably at least another $750,000. So roughly $2 million, and we're going to own that free and clear. So if you compare that to like a long-term rental, you buy a 3-bedroom house somewhere, and then you got to let your renters pay that for 30 years before you own it. This is an accelerated thing, even though 6 or 7 years sounds like a long time. So
Video 1 asks, what is your raise amount that you're doing?
Oh, well, we've got a number of different people already that have participated, and the average has been about 25.
And what's the total amount?
Well, we're looking for right now 150 to 175 in this phase. Like I said, like sometimes newer people, if they want to get involved, we were all new at one point, you know what I mean? So it's like, we'll do as little as 5, 10, 15, 25. If somebody wants to loan it at an interest rate, that's pretty easy to figure out. If someone wants to do equity, we can probably do that long-term too.
And what's the most you could take?
Oh, well, on this, we didn't set a cap. So, I mean, if somebody came in with a lot of money, then we'll probably have a different discussion too, that they're probably partnering more of a partner versus just a passive equity partner.
But you had a long-term raise that you were thinking of doing about
Oh,
700,000, something like that.
yeah,
right?
the total raise with phase 1, 2, and 3 is like 750.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to need another, like when we get to phase 3 and we've got the permits approved and we start building, we're going to need at least another, $400,000 roughly.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
that depends again if we build 3 units or 6. I am in discussions right now with a experienced builder who's done a ton of building all up and down the West Coast, and they've expressed an interest to partner with us and bring their company's, construction team, their architectural team, and even some capital too, which is exciting to get that phase 3 done.
Yeah,
So we're going to meet in the next couple of weeks, and I've done projects like that before, and they work real well. I've partnered with the contractor, and they bring the money and do the work, and then we all partner, and it's a beautiful way to do business. But
yeah, I know there's someone in the group who just joined yesterday. McKenna, I was telling you earlier, but I think her name is her last name is LeBron, which is the thing I remember.
Melissa.
Huh?
Melissa LeBron.
Melissa LeBron. I talked to her yesterday. We had a nice conversation. We talked for like an hour, and she is in the construction business over in the States in Florida, and she's done flips and stuff like that. And when she was over here, she had contracts for big buildings and some big projects. But she had
she's here now.
Oh,
Hello,
there
Melissa.
she is, Melissa.
I said hello.
And she's very experienced in the whole construction side of everything, and the reason she joined is because she wants to start doing stuff here in Puerto Rico. So maybe she's someone that you could talk to for construction, and who knows, maybe she wants to put in money into the project because it's such a good deal, right? So
Yeah,
maybe she might be well. I think she's flying in for Saturday as well, so I don't know.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
And speaking of Saturday, I saw a comment somewhere asking for the discount code for Apex members. It's in Apex right now. There's a comment. I'll post a link to that comment, guys. If you're planning to come to the meetup on Saturday and you're a part of Apex, make sure you use this code.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
I'm flying in. Everyone on this call will be here except Marcus. I'm trying to get him to fly in from Sweden. But
if you fly to Sweden, he's got to come over here at least once, right?
That's right.
Well, for that matter, too, if anybody is visiting Rincon, obviously we've got a 4-unit rental available, so you could.
That's right.
The direct booking there too. You can see the picture of the property. It's like 2-minute walk to the beach, restaurants, bars, lots of cool stuff to do in that area. Obviously,
if you're flying in, guys, and you want to stay over at a nice place, you could stay at this place. And if you're looking to invest in it, you could as well give a look to it and look around, see how the place is working. And we have, besides this one, we also have a bunch of places in San Juan, right? I know Robert has a few of them as well in San Juan.
His are filling up. There's only a couple rooms left.
Yeah, we have
but there are still a few rooms.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're looking at, or you're gonna come, for example, Melissa, if you're gonna come, be sure I don't know if you're staying with a family member or someone, you could definitely come to one of these. Yeah, Oscar says if it qualifies for Act 60, it does.
Yep.
It does qualify for Act 60.
We're actually in the process of doing that whole procedure right now with the company that we were referred to, so by another member of Apex.
Awesome. Yeah, just so for quick reminder, guys, usually Act 60 has these I don't know how you call them, like floors basically of how big the project is and how it's classified, right? I think you start at a bed and breakfast. I think someone in the group did a bed and breakfast recently, right? I forget.
It's I believe 5 rooms for a bed and breakfast, and you need someone to be on site at all times. Or 7-room minimum for a hotel, and that's what you guys are doing, right?
Yeah, we're doing the 7. Yeah, we're doing the 7. That's why we're taking the 4 units to at least 3 additional for 7.
Yeah,
but because we have room, and if we can put more and it still works, we're gonna do more, obviously, because that generates us more additional monthly revenue.
I think there's definitely room for more. I don't know. You can't see a lot here, guys, but right next to the house, there's this big lot. It's like triangular. You could definitely put in a big unit there.
Well, yeah,
East-
I mean, if you spaced, you could put 4 houses identical to this, one after the next, if we
yeah,
wanted, So I mean, we could. I don't know if they'd let us, but that'd be 16 units. But there's enough room to build.
And
build
Oscar
many
asked,
houses
Act 60
spaced out.
grants 40% on tax credit. That's right, Oscar. It's 40% of all
yeah.
cost, purchase, renovation, first year of marketing, operations. Steve mentioned earlier they're looking to get around 700,000 to $1 million in those tax credits, and then they
Yeah.
sell for 90 to 95 cents on the dollar. So the tax credits are pretty sweet.
They're pretty
They're
sweet.
slow, but it makes some crazy deals. I know that the Hard Rock Hotel guys, they're currently doing an Act 60 deal in San Juan, and they're spending $500 million, and they're planning to get what's the math on that? $200 million or $300
Wow.
back in tax credits. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
Well, it makes
it's a
the
pretty
deals a
amazing
no-brainer.
program.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like you could probably screw up lots of different ways, and thanks to the government, that's like your safety net.
Yeah,
Not saying
and
we're
that
going to
time
screw up, but
frame-
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
What's
and
that?
that time frame, guys, for the people who don't know, they give you that tax credit. It's a literal check, right? That is that right, McKenna? They give you a literal check in the
It's
form of
a literal
credit.
tax credit, but we sold
Yeah.
ours in two days.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
moment
so
we had it.
you get that tax credit, and it just makes a good deal an amazing deal because of how good that is, right? And
Mhm.
it's it's amazing, right? How much is it taking right now? Like a year and a half, 2 years?
To
Well,
get the tax credit,
it
it's a
depends on the
5-year
tax
process.
credit, but it's a multi-year process.
Yeah,
Depending which one you go for, you get the first tranche. They call it in 18 to 24 months, and then right around year 5, at least, that's what they're kind of
And that's what
anticipating. But there's
they
no hard and
say.
fast rule.
18 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Our experience was that it was slower.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, you still do get it. It's
yeah.
and that's
But-
all that really matters.
Yeah,
Oscar also has timetable. So they're doing a few phases of construction. You expect to be fully built in the next couple years. Is that right,
Oh,
Steve?
well, yeah, we've already met with the architect on site and went over some stuff. And the previous owners had some plans drawn up already too, so they'd kind of started that process. So my background too is in construction. I've been a contractor since 1993 and in real estate as a broker for 20 years and an investor since 1988. So I've got all these processes going simultaneously, and I've worked on $30 million construction projects where I've developed historic buildings in the past in Minneapolis too. So we've got the architects already there. We're working on that process, moving things along as quick as possible because everything takes time. Especially it seems like Puerto Rico island time kind of slows things down a little bit. So you got to be as proactive as possible and get ahead of those things.
Absolutely. And then Oscar, if you want to reach out to Steve, he is a member of Apex. I just put the link here in the chat. You can click that. You can join. You can send
and the
Steve a
number,
message.
the one in the brochure, that's my number. You can go ahead and text that as well. It's right there. Yeah. So.
And then Oscar, there's also an in-person meetup on Saturday. So just what's that? 4 days from now, guys.
Yeah.
4 or 5 days in San Juan. Steve and Aaron, the two partners, will be there. There's 50 or 60 people RSVP'd already. So there's going to be a lot of deals going on. It's going to be people that are doing deals like this all over the island. So, guys, if you're not coming, if you haven't RSVP'd, look in Apex for your discount code. I put the link up in the chat earlier. Or if you don't want to join and you just want to come, we have a one-time fee of $200. And it's cheaper just to get the membership and join that way.
And you get a +1, right?
And you get a +1 with the membership. So I would do that, but I'm not you. You do you.
And what's the dress code for that, McKenna?
I'm going to wear Sunday best, this shirt and maybe some pants, but probably some shorts.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the vibe, right?
Miami pool party.
Flip-flops are encouraged, guys. You can come in your flip-flops. It's just about having good conversations. We're not hosting a gala or anything. It's just talking real estate, right? And connecting, networking with people who are in the island doing stuff. And, just come in where you feel comfortable, right? That's what I would say. Um,
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's the big thing is be comfortable, come ready to network. We're going to go all day. It's from 1 to 4, but we have a pre-event for Apex members. If you want to come to the Calle Condado 52 unit, I'm sorry, it's how many units,
609.
Emmanuel?
Well,
How many?
609.
609.
Yeah.
It's the 70 unit building,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Calle Condado, we're going to do that before. And then there will probably be a dinner afterwards if people are interested in that as well. But Andreas says, can you highlight the link with the discount code again? I can't seem to find it. All right, Andreas, just because you asked nicely, I'll do it one more time. Let's see. Click.
If you go on Kenneth's profile as well, he's the one that made the post. It's probably not too far down.
Yep. This link right here, Andres, will take you directly to the post with the discount code.
If you can't join, it might be because you're not part of Apex. So that probably is a thing.
Andres is a part.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But guys, if you're trying to hit the link and it's not working, means you're not a part of Apex. So join Apex right now. And instead of paying $200 per person to this event that we're doing, you can come for free and you get access to this amazing community that we've built. You know, we have this new CRM we just deployed, and we're doing a lot of deals. Like, for example, Steve's and Aaron's deals like this are happening all over the community, right? We have a few people I saw recently. They did like their third or second flip. They've been doing like pretty good on returns. So yeah, if you want to go to the event, you got to go into the group and you'll come for free with a +1. So in fact, let's talk about it. If you want to come with someone, you could split the cost, each pay, I don't know, half the subscription and come for 1 or 2 months to the thing.
It's true. Steve, thanks so much for being here, man. I appreciate your time. I'll let you get going.
You guys. Yeah.
And, guys, if you want to contact Steve, he's a member of Apex. You can use any of those Apex links I sent to go there and send him a direct message. Aaron St. John can also talk to you as well as Emmanuel. They're all working on this together and to some extent. So awesome, Steve. Thanks so much for being here, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
All right, man. Well, that was a pretty good week, I think. 2 good deals.
Yeah.
Again, this is not investment advice, guys. I'm not in either of those deals. Though, if Marcus's numbers come back to what he thinks they are, I think I'm going to snag that one. So, perks of being the community leader.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus has. I think it would be amazing if Marcus found that deal and he actually gets it done. That would be an amazing success story for us, for sure. Like for the group, you know, just actual results, you know.
Yeah, and how cool is that he just started watching the videos and didn't even tell us he was looking at properties. I talked to him 2 or 3 times a week. Nothing. And then
he was probably pretty shy about it. He's like, let me see if I found something first, and maybe then I'll try and do something.
All right, man. Well, hey, everybody, have a good night. We'll see everybody on Saturday and also this Thursday for the masterclass. Hope to see you guys there.
All right. This is Emmanuel, and in just 3 weeks, he found the deal of a lifetime, negotiated an offer, got it accepted, found the EMD from a third party, me, and then found the buyer to sell it. Now, how did he do all of that? He's a member of the Flip Flop Flipper Apex community. And inside of Apex, he was able to find the buyer who's an operator. He was able to find someone who wanted to put up the money, and he's got the deal of a lifetime done, and is going to make $40,000 on his very first deal. So if that sounds good to you, and you want to be like Emmanuel, comment Apex, and I'll send you the link.